What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. See everybody in there. I am a little bit late. I last minute or last second checks on the speed, and yeah, we're gonna try it. We're showing. I normally am looking for 1.50 up because it obviously I need that upload speed to put out a live, and right now we're at 0.87, so we're just going to try it because I swear if I check it in another 15 minutes it's going to change again. So we're just going to cross our fingers and hope. But I am at a little campground um right in between what is that? Little Bighorn and Sturgis. So my next goal after here is heading for Devil's Tower, and um, you know, it has been following me all across Montana. It has been a struggle. I have been on the data signal struggle bus for the entire state of Montana. So I apologize, guys, but hopefully I'm getting out there. You guys can hear me okay. So yeah, Miss Bonnie says she's there until she loses service. I'm glad to see you here. Let's say hi to everybody really quick. And well, I've finally got some video that I can put together and kind of show you what I've been struggling with all the way across Montana here. But X Fired Up gets first in the house right there saying, hey, y'all. Glad to have you here, Bill. Sassy Pants for you, bringing up right after. Yeah, there you go. Not bad. You're getting close. You got to beat Don or Bill. But glad to have you there, Miss Jen. James Gordonier is in the house. Glad to have you here. WCRV Adventures saying hi to everybody. Oh, RV living life. There is Mr. Gary. Mr. Gary is turning it on again. He did for last week on the fantasy football. We'll have a little update on that coming up here shortly. As well as, I've got a video that to show you, and I've took some straight off the GoPro of Little Bighorn. So if we have time tonight, I'll show you a video from Little Bighorn. That was absolutely fantastic to go in there and see that. That was my last stop before I got here. So, Dave, are you going to climb Devil's Tower? No, Don, I am not going to climb Devil's Tower. There's aliens up there. Yeah, there's aliens up there, Don. No. Oh my gosh. Marcia and Pacheco. That is Don Sis right there. Glad to have you here, sis. Don saying hi, sis, right there. There you go. Feed is solid. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. I appreciate the feedback. If we're gonna see if it holds. We're gonna see if it holds. This has been. You guys can kind of see my background there. Fantastic little free campground here in Ashland. I think the name of it is Shale something. Shale Campground. Gosh, I don't remember now. But I think I can settle down here. I've been waiting for a spot where I had good data signal, good signal, and I can settle down. It doesn't have any water by it, which that's okay. It has been quiet. Out of the probably 30 spots here at the campground or more, there's only been a handful of people in here. It has been quiet, fantastic staying here, and I'm happy. Quite tell you, I'm happy. So, run, my ties are piling up here. Marcian says there's no aliens up there. Okay. I'm still not. I saw Close Encounters. All right, I saw Close Encounters. So I'm just saying, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't mind seeing them. I don't want to go up and shake their hand. So there you go. Actually, I don't think there's ever been any alien activity associated with Devil's Tower except for Close Encounters. It's But if you haven't seen that movie, and believe it or not, I just ran into somebody here the other day chatting with them, and they said, "What's Close Encounters?" I said, "Are you kidding me? You've never seen Close Encounters?" No, 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 no. Bat Dave should not be afraid of aliens. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. Shaking their hand is not the issue. Oh my gosh, guys, it has been a good week. It kind of started off with free electrical at a casino, which I found that on one of the apps. I don't even remember which one it was, but I thought, you know what, it's only 12 miles out of the way. I can go over there, plug in, and I'm glad that I did, because I got over here. And look at all the trees, guys. We are not getting much solar here. So the generator has been coming on about twice a day for about a half hour in the morning. Play the 5 tones when you get there. You know, it's funny. I don't even remember what the 5 tones were, but I yeah. I don't have a sound system that I could play that, but that would be kind of fun. So yeah, it is. I stayed at the casino and did a little bit of playing, which I've got video, just a little bit here coming up, and made my way across to the Montana prison. That was fun going through. It doesn't do any good, Gary, if you do the tones on in chat. It just doesn't. But next week is open mic night, so I'm gonna and you know what, we should probably try to go ahead and have Devil's Tower in the background for open mic, and I will turn up the sound on the laptop, and you can do the sound then. Does that sound like a deal? That's yeah, between Bill and Dawn and Gary, they can do that. So HC Carefree Highway, giving the wave, saying hi to everybody. Oh, I am, last week, if you caught the live, what a lot of fun that was. Just driving out of Yellowstone. I thought I was going to be doing the live up at Yellowstone. It turned out, because I had misheard or misread, people said that they had signal up there at Yellowstone. I had AT&T and T-Mobile up there, did not have it, but I got down to Gardner at the north entrance of the park, and we went ahead and did a live last week. If you haven't seen that live, what a lot of fun that was. We even had elk for the first time. We had elk that were guests on the show, so go check that out if you haven't seen that already. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So all right, without any ado, though, I've got a lot of video to show you of my traipsing around Montana, including a ghost town, and a really cool, Dawn, I found a really cool ghost town. And this little hill that some dumb general tried going up and didn't make it. Oh yeah, it was Little Bighorn. That's the one. All right, let's see if we can put it up there. What is going on, guys? Well, it is the next morning. It is Sunday, and I have a live tonight, and really enjoying this spot. Unfortunately, while I do have cell signal, and fairly good cell signal, that does not mean that we have data. And I really hate giving up this spot. I did plan on staying here for a couple days at least, and yeah, not gonna work, especially if I have a live tonight. So I had to make the difficult decision. Do I cancel the live or do I move on and head on up? I am hoping the next spot is just as pretty. We will see. I'm going to pack up and roll on down the road. See if I can get a little better signal tonight. Just gorgeous. Outstanding spot. The only problem is I have no cell signal. Even with the booster, I have no cell signal. What is going on, guys? Okay, that was kind of a pain. Well, I found two fantastic spots. And the problem with it is I have found in Montana, when you're looking for a fantastic campsite down by the water, you're going to be down at the bottom of the valley, and there's no cell signal. There's no data signal at most of these. And this one is at the top of the hills. Not exactly my ideal, because I do enjoy being by water. That is kind of my happy place. And I will say, this is nowhere near water. We're actually at the top, kind of a mountain. There's a higher one right up there. But yeah, it's still, I had cell service, but I didn't have, my data speeds have been really slow, and I was unable to pull off the live from up here. And by the time that I got here, you know, Sunday, yesterday, it was too much. And I had finally hit my travel limit, so to speak. Driving in all dirt roads and gravel roads coming up here. This little turnout spot ended up being pretty nice place. It's been very peaceful up here. Have not seen one person, one car. I have literally heard one train way off in the distance and a couple of planes. But other than that, no people. No bears, no moose, no deer. It's been a little strange. There's literally been silence and birds. That is some birds been hanging out over in the trees here. And that has been it. Pretty strange, pretty unique. I'll take it. Hang on, guys. I got to pack up, including this chair and the awning. Yeah, I got to pack up.
Somebody lead us to somewhere. We're stuck here and we're never gonna leave. Stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I have landed. An easy stop. This is the Grey Wolf Peak Casino, and some of these casinos do have plugins. Now, it was reported on the apps that I'm following that supposedly they're free. You just have to go ahead and get a player's card. So I'm going to go in there, check in, and see if we can get a plug-in. They don't have water or sewer that I know of. I don't see anything like that. But it'll be a good place to recharge the batteries before taking off. So I'll stay for a night. Nobody else here, about 8 spots. Yes, I know the coach is dirty. It is really dirty. I know. I know, right? Just like this. And we got power. It'd be good to recharge. I did not ask them if they had. I saw a spigot over there for water, but it's got a lock on it. So I may have to ask them about that and see. But we're plugged in. All right. And free. Very nice price. Warming up or getting ready to take off. Nice stay at the casino. It was nice to plug in, recharge for a little bit. I really don't need water or dump, so that's all I really needed. Give them a little shout out, Grey Wolf Peak Casino. Not bad. Went in and played for a little while last night. Leaving ahead. Well, it's time to get on the road. We'll see you in a minute. I've got my coffee. We're all packed up, ready to go. Little change today because I was planning on going to a ghost town. I'm gonna play it by ear. It's about 50 miles up the road, but there's supposed to be rain today, and between the smoke and the clouds, really don't have a lot of sun coming down. But otherwise, I'm gonna put you down on the dash and we're gonna head on down the road. Missoula, Montana. Smoky. Look at the smoke. You can kind of see, you can't even see the mountains over that direction. Yes, I'm at a truck stop, but not staying. Just parking for a little bit. We're gonna take a little detour, head up the mountains. I think the weather's gonna hold. We might be able to get up to this little ghost town. I want to check it out. Jump in. You know, one of the benefits of a 70-mile travel day is that you can stop and see some of these things. And this one has caught my eye. So we're gonna take a run up the mountain here, see if we can't find Garnet Ghost Town. Right outside of Missoula. Looks pretty cool. I want to check it out. I'd almost be tempted to come right there and boondock for a few days. I may check that on the way down and see. Now heading up the hill. These guys hanging out on the side of the road. Hey guys. How's it going? I've actually seen a few up here. They haven't been close to the road, but yeah, they're up here. They're hanging out. Okay, got stopped along the way coming up. And you know, I just love old cemeteries. And I see a fenced off area over there and some grave markers up on the top. So I'm gonna walk on up there and pay my respects and kind of check it out. I don't see much more in this fenced off area other than these 5 markers. Very cool. Surprisingly, the wood is still standing. Yeah, I really like that stuff. Time to head back down. There's probably another couple miles to go, and we'll get to the ghost town. All right. We will see if we can if I don't remember if I've got the, I think I do, but I don't. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Somebody was asking, Dave, have you ever been to a place that was too desolate? How long do you think you could stay that far out solo. I actually am that is my happy place. Um, I didn't mention it on the video. I did stay. At first, I wasn't real happy with it because I had phone, I had text, I did not have data signal. But after spending the night up there and got to the next day, I was really enjoying just being away from everybody. Honestly, that is my happy place. Put me now. If you would have put water with it, that would have been. Yeah, you'd probably never see me again because I don't know how, but how long could I stay that far out solo? You know, I could, depending on it. My limit is my water, isn't it? I mean, everybody talks about it as it's either your holding tank capacities or your water, and I think that I could just with me, I can make that water last for about 3 weeks. So technically speaking, if I didn't have any place I wasn't heading to, about 3 weeks. Yeah, I could see myself actually doing that. And unfortunately, though, I am up in Montana. And Montana, I feel very fortunate. I'm not wearing my jacket, and the weather has been fantastic. I've watched a 10-day forecast. It's supposed to be this way for a while. So even getting me out of this spot may be a little, maybe a little longer. I like it. I like it. So isn't that what's only you, Gary? There is something to be said for that. And I have kind of a thing. If I am in my happy place, I can walk out of the coach buck ass naked with my cup of coffee in the morning, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm just saying that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. So I do get anxiety around cities and being in cities. So yeah. 3 weeks you use 30 gallons of water just for your coffee. Yeah, I do. Just about, huh? Just about. So, and that is, guys, it is that I'm still taking showers every couple days anyway. And I can still stretch that water out for a little bit longer. So Tigner Adventures is in the house. Hi guys, how you doing? Yeah, so that's kind of why I like Area 51, although Area 51 is alongside a highway, and occasionally you do get the people that's stopping in that run out of gas, things like that. Put me off in some place like what you saw in the video. And yeah, I'll if I don't have any place to go, I will stay there. But in this case, we're in Montana. I really need to be heading south by October 1st, and we are coming up on the end of September. So it's I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. But the weather has been fantastic, with the exception of about 2 days worth of rain. I just can't complain. So you can't pee in the woods at Area 51. You can pee anywhere you want at Area 51. There's a good probability that somebody's watching you, and you don't have to worry about neighbors. So there you go. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can throw this back up, because I think there was a gap in that video, and hopefully it still shows enough, but I think there's only a few seconds of that video left. Let's throw it up there. I'm going to see if I can't figure out where they took that photo from and see if I can get another photo. That would be kind of cool. A then and now photo. Well, I certainly can see where they took the photo from. There's a hill right here. And right there is your then and now photo. See if I can't snap a picture of that. A lot more trees in the picture here than there used to be. You have to remember, this isn't edited, guys. So this is I got a little bit of editing.
There were about 1,000 regular residents of Garnet.
Guessing there's a bit fewer now. There you go. Yeah, that was a great little ghost town, and different than Bodie and some of the other ghost towns that still have buildings. These buildings here, they let you go in, including a 3-story high hotel. What, it was probably a hotel. It probably wasn't a motel back when they built it. But yeah, it's very well maintained. In fact, 2 of the buildings that I saw down there, I believe the caretakers, which is the U.S. Forest Service, is taking care of that. They probably, that is their residence. Then they had another building that was their store. No electricity up there. So they were operating with little solar lights, and I don't know how much of the video is actually going to come out. I was looking at a little bit of it. It's like, oh, I can't use that. Oh, I can't use that. But really cool to be able to go into the buildings and see. And the 3-story tall hotel, you could go all the way up to the top floor. Very well built and still standing and still solid. So that was really cool. Really cool. Oh, guys, just a quick, I will tell you, this is the second time now in 2 weeks that I've used it. Got into Yellowstone, and I was unexpected, and I did not expect, I should say, that Little Bighorn is a national monument. They charge $25 to get in, and see if I can get that right there. That is a good pass right there. If you've got if you're a veteran, you got military service, be sure to take advantage of that. My gosh. I didn't expect it, but that was very cool. So I will be in 2. Oh man, yes. Oh my gosh. So Don, you got a lot of opportunities around there, and I would say one of the, first of all, I've never been down to Bisbee, which is right down below Tombstone. I have not been there. But in Tombstone, I think well worth going in and seeing and hearing about the theater there. I think it was the Birdcage Theater. No, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's fantastic. Other thing that is there, and I still have archived footage from going over to Mezcal. And if you look up somebody just mentioned, oh no, if the Tombstone, the movie, was filmed at Mezcal, which is a hop, skip, and a jump, maybe 15, 20 miles, as I'm just trying to remember off my mind, filming location. And they have filmed a ton of movies at that filming location, but that was the site for the filming of Tombstone. Also, there's been a few other more recent films. Absolutely, I'm losing it. It was um oh, it was and that was filmed right there. They let you go in the buildings. They give you a tour of the place if they're open. That one, if you can get in, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So Uh, left. So I also went to the. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Traveling down the road, I just found all kinds of things too. The Quick and the Dead. Thank you. The Life with Lenny. Put it right up there. Thank you, Lenny. Or Angela, yeah, or Angela. But thank you. Quick and the Dead was filmed there, and along with some old spaghetti westerns, Clint Eastwood. There's a lot of history there. A lot of history there. Um, a little known fact about that filming location: if you watch Tombstone and you saw the Crystal Palace and the Oriental were filmed as two separate bars, and are two separate bars in Tombstone. For the filming location, believe it or not, one building, one half of it was the Crystal Palace. And if you turned around, the other half of it was the Oriental. So the scenes from the Crystal Palace, the bar scenes, and the Oriental were both filmed in the same building. And when I was there, the wallpaper on the walls was still there. So, and that's getting to be an old movie. So, fantasy football. Oh, we want to, yeah, let's do an update really quick on fantasy football. Thank you there, Gary. We did the tour. Very cool. Lots of information. Yeah. And I don't know how long ago you did the tour. The old timer that used to do the tour there passed away here a couple years ago. So I don't know who's doing it now, but I did hear and read that the tour is still going on. They had to find somebody to replace that gentleman, and he was probably he was the caretaker of Mezcal, and he was also the tour guide. And I think the $20 that we paid per person to go on it, I think honestly, I think he got it. So it was he was really a great guy, and really sorry I that he's not there anymore. So they let you film on the tours. Yeah, they absolutely do let you film. That I filmed a ton. I've got a ton of footage in archives on that place. I remember when I did it. Uh, I was not that familiar with editing, so I really didn't feel I could do it justice. I had all this footage from it, but I didn't feel I could do it justice to edit that. So that one got put into the storage box, so to speak, and it is still there. It's absolutely still there. But yeah, one of the cowboy singers there. Oh, no kidding. Now, Lenny, are you talking about the Tombstone, the tour around Tombstone, or the tour around Mezcal? The two separate places there. So, all right, but yeah, Don, enjoy that, and definitely, I did not do the Birdcage Theater. Oh, the Mezcal. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, that's they must have singers there now. I don't know if you knew one of the cowboy singers there. There must be sing. There were not singers there when I was there, so it was just an old timer wearing a 6-gun and a cowboy hat, and he was the real deal, and took us all around there, and he knew all the movies and where the scenes were taken. And it was funny. You could ask him and say, "I remember this scene from this movie." And he said, "Oh yeah, it was right over here." And we'd walk over there and he'd show it. So uh no, glad to have you here. Finally my time. Glad to have you here. Okay, let's real quick, let's see if we can't do a little bit of bup, 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 bup. of fantasy football. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's get us caught up to speed on fantasy football. Gary did a good job. Oh, for gosh sakes, I keep hitting the wrong button here. Sure, there we go. Now we got it. All right. Go ahead and bring that up. All right, guys, this is week 2. We kind of gave a little bit of an update last week on how it was going. But again, you don't know until Tuesday because there's Monday night games. I actually took the win over Cowboy Biker Adventures, Don. Don't know how I did that, but thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Wandering Stars taking the win over Smoke Eaters, and everybody is doing really well. I look at the scores down here, and you just never know how these games are going to turn out for the week. Life with Lenny, that is Angela, Miss Angela, taking on Sassy Pants for you. That is Jennifer right there, Miss Jen, taking a loss. Good job there, Angela. Gary, I have to point out Gary pulling off 200 points. And I want to tell you, Flying Monkey right there, that's HE Carefree Highway at 159. That's no slouch of a score right there. And still not pulling it off against Gary. Wow. Gary, your team had their Wheaties last week. Definitely. So the hard yard, that is Mr. Lenny right there. Life with Lenny. Taking the win over Desert Gypsy. That's Miss Bonnie right there. And good job, Lenny. Lenny's new here. These are both of our rookies this year, and good job to both of them. No slouches on either one of their teams. These are good scores, guys. So it'll be interesting to see. Bring you up to speed for this week. Let's just switch on over to week 3. These are our current games going on right now. And, I feel bad for Miss Bonnie because I helped her with her team, and I'm really hoping that comes out. She's just not having a very good week going against Gary, who is probably not going to pull off that score from last week, but it's still anything goes, though, until Tuesday. You just never know how that's going to come out. Miss Jen over at Sassy Pants taking Mr. Lenny on right there. So far doing good, but look at the projections right now as it sits, and there's still a lot of games to happen right now, but you've got 136.13 to 136.15. Really looks like it's going to be a close game, and anybody's guess who's going to come out the victor on Tuesday. So we'll see. Moving on over, Flying Monkeys taking on Mr. Don, Wandering Stars right there. This might not be Mr. Don's week. He's trailing a little bit, and Miss Cindy has kind of pouring on the steam. This is a close game so far, but you can see they both have players to play, and this could go either way. So good job. Life with Lenny right there. Miss Angela against Dawn, Cowboy Biker Adventures, another close game. But the projections don't look too good, Miss Angela. They don't look too good. And Don, there's still a lot of games to go because he's got a quarterback, a running back, and a tight end. Another wide receiver still playing. So looking pretty good for Don this week. And how am I doing? It is going to come down to the wire. We've got a projection of 112.80, and I'm pretty much done. Howard's got a chance to pull it off tonight. He's still got a tight end and a kicker playing, and so he's got a projection of 114. So we will probably know that one by the end of tonight. But good job to everybody on their teams, and gosh darn it, I got up here a little bit late to check everybody out and make sure everybody was good to go for this week. So hopefully it is everybody was ready to go this week. So still has I am oh yeah, Cowboy Bikers is in El Paso. You're getting close to Tombstone, aren't you? Yeah, there's a Go Miss Cindy right there. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah, the heat blows over. Yeah, I'm with you right there, Don. You're too close to AZ. The heat blows over the border. Yeah, it's you know what, it feels really good here. I'm venturing a guess. It's still pretty warm down there. So hopefully you got the AC going there, Don. Okay, let's see, because I had a little bit more if we had some time. Got up to Little Bighorn and really enjoyed that tour up there. I've also got into the Montana prison, and I don't know. Let's see which footage we come up with there, but they were fun tours. Now the prison tour, I don't know. I've been on the Alcatraz tour. I didn't film it. I wasn't filming back then, but it was not the Montana tour. Wasn't as interesting as the Alcatraz tour, but I suppose that is to be expected. But it's still interesting to go in and see these places. So let's just see if I can find a little bit. What do we got here? We pulled up the. Okay, so let's go ahead and play Little Bighorn here. That one I've got right in front of me. White markers that you see are originally and still are headstones. The soldiers are no longer buried there, but you notice they're not in any formation. They're actually representative of where each of the soldiers were found and where they last fell. And I believe one of these up towards the top is Custer's. Let me stop it right there and tell you, so you're going to see these white markers, and this deal was not done with the Indians, and a little unsure on who buried the soldiers. I don't know if it was the Indians that buried the soldiers or if it was if it was U.S. soldiers burying the soldiers, but where those markers are is where they were buried. And so as you see these markers, that is literally where they fell and were buried at first. All of them have been reinterred either down at the National Cemetery down there or at other cemeteries. Now originally there was about 40 men still left here on the hill with Custer, and they were surrounded. We can see we're at the top of the hill here, and they were surrounded. They killed their horses and placed them in a breastwork around them in hopes of making a fighting position and the horses' bodies would provide some protection. But that would only last so long, as all the men were eventually killed. And they were buried right where they lay. You can see two down there, lower, probably You can only imagine the terror, but they were trying to get away. There's some back over there. There were some more on down that trail. We're gonna walk that on down as the soldiers tried to retreat. I see one marker over here outside. All right, so you see these markers were all scattered around there, and let's see if I can't pull up the next one and give you a little more explanation. There we go. Soldiers were scattered around the hills. The individual markers you see down there, again, buried where they lay. You can only imagine there's a lot of confusion and a lot of people recognizing the dire circumstances. It was pretty natural that you could run faster downhill, and that's where we're headed. That's where they headed. There were over 700 of Custer's troops, and the way that I understand it, the Crow Indians and on their reservation, the Lakota and Arapaho had basically come onto their reservation trying to avoid a fight or asking the U.S. government for help. The Crow asked the U.S. government if they would come in and move these tribes back to their reservations, which they outline. The Lakota and Arapaho really wanted to maintain their nomadic lifestyle, and this included moving around. And so the U.S. government sent an army and found an encampment of Lakota and Arapaho. They originally, the orders were to move them, push them back to their respective reservations. And unfortunately, the Lakota weren't having any part of it. All right, hey, see here. I forget that the Cheyenne were there as well. So Custer had his approximately 700 troops, and he decided to split those troops up into 3 separate companies and surround the encampment. When they did find it, they split off those those companies of around 170 men per. I believe Custer's had more like 200. And they split off to encircle or go around the Indian encampment. Problem was they were spotted, and this now created separate fights surrounding the area with the Lakota, the Sioux, I think I forgot the Sioux, the Arapaho, and the Cheyenne. What Custer didn't know at that time, there were about 7,000 Indians. There were only about 700 of them. At least a couple thousand of those Indians were warriors. They ran downhill and fell here. They don't mark the markers. And they were originally buried there, since have been moved, but they left the markers so that you could see their travel, see where they actually fell. I see some more markers over there, way over there in the distance, probably 5 or 6. Another marker up on the top of the hill. I don't know if I'll be able to zoom that or not. It's a long ways away even for me. We're gonna walk on down. Again, following this ravine down. Okay, so one of the other things is that it is filmed, but again, this is coming straight off the GoPro, guys. So those markers were not marked with names. There's a reason for that, and I did discuss that on video. I just don't have that to present to you. But the bodies were the Indians took everything off the bodies, including clothing, any possessions, anything like that, and then disfigured or mutilated the bodies so they couldn't be identified. And the reasons vary there, but suffice to say that none of the soldiers could be identified. There was one soldier, I believe, that was actually identified, and he does have his marker is marked, and I did film that, and that's when I explained that all the rest of the markers just say this is where a soldier fell. That they don't really say who or where, or who it was, I should say. So let's see if we can just get on down this trail that we're going to, and right here. So these soldiers coming down and being cut down, the Indians had basically taken up the high ground on basically both sides. They were essentially trapped in a ravine. About 28 soldiers, possibly more, made it to this ravine, but as they did, the Indians moved down right along the edges, holding the high ground, and managed to cut down the rest of the soldiers trying to retreat. And this shows a pretty good representation of that. There are 2 more markers right over there on the hillside. Apparently look like they tried to make it out. They didn't make it very far. And this is kind of where the trail ends, and I've got to walk back up. So out of the 700 troops that Custer had, 270, I believe the official count is 275, died as a result of the battles here on those days. No real accounts on the Indian losses. I've seen some estimates at 60 and some at 100. But there you go. It's time for me to get out of here. I got a long walk back up this hill. Fascinating. That'd have been terrifying. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Live life full time. I'm on down the road. We're walking first. There you go. Anyway, the U.S. government was wrong with the Indians. Yeah, I'm not. You know, we we actually, I'm not going to make any debate on that one way or the other, only that this happened, and and it's a sad thing. And there was a lot of things that we did wrong back in the day. So, but it is, and it is very sobering, WCRV Adventures, to go and see a place like this. It is now a national cemetery, down where the visitor center and where you first come in, and there are graves there from all the wars, all the way up to 1974, when they finally closed it. And it is, yeah, it is sad, Don. It absolutely is sad. It's a sobering reminder that, you know, this is no, yeah, I do remember you did a whole video on it. Yeah, absolutely. Sobering reminder that this is the reality of war, even back then. So, but anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I don't, I think if I can find one video the, uh, on the prison, and I will say at the prison was also a car. And if you're into cars, there were more cars, over 200 cars at this place. And you want to talk about fascinating. Um, yeah, let's see here. Oh, I don't know if I can find it. Not very quickly anyway. So I know that I set them aside, but uh and you know what? I'm forgetting that I did make it, and I told you guys last week I made it to Yellowstone. That is Old Faithful right there. Now, the last time that I saw Old Faithful, I was all of about 7 or 8 years old, and I'm not even gonna tell you how many years ago that was. You could do your own math. So, kinda cool to go in there and see it again. Now, what I didn't show on the video, if I turned the camera either left or right, there were about 3 or 4,000 of my closest friends right there, all watching this thing. It felt kind of odd to be sitting with that many people watching this. So, did have to sit there. If you've ever been there to watch it, oh, let's go ahead and ever been there to watch it, they do have it fairly well timed. They always say plus or minus 10 minutes. And it is this was no different. They were just about on the money, to the minute, on this one. I did have to sit there for about 45 minutes on the benches, but I did get a front row seat. So yeah, the one on the left is bigger, but I did get that. Believe it or not, I did get that while I was waiting for Old Faithful. The one on the left did go off, and you're right. That thing shot a couple 100 feet in the air, and and that was while I was sitting there waiting. But you're absolutely right. You just don't know when it's going to happen. So it was good to get into. I was there. I did not get to see it this time either. So, but Yeah, that is gonna wrap this one up for tonight, guys. We're gonna call it. Look at that, my son, my the sun is completely gone. Yeah, we got nothing left. We got nothing left. May have to adjust the times. I don't know. We will see. We can't have Devil's Tower in the background, so we'll have to adjust the timing for next week and see you guys next week. I'm gonna be trying to catch up on videos and get some videos out here this week because I've literally got nothing else that I mean, I've got a ton of things to do, but I need to spend some time on videos. So we'll see if we can't get those out this week. And otherwise, we will wish you safe travels and a good week, guys. Next week is the open mic night, one of my favorite nights of the week. And you just never know what's going to happen there. So good luck to everybody on fantasy football, and we will see you guys next week. Live life full time. Wait a minute. No adjusting time. Okay, we're going to give Gary, because Gary hasn't had last word of the night, and he's saying no adjusting time. I want to see the effect of starting the show at 9 p.m. Eastern. Gary, I try to have something interesting in the background. If we do that, I can't have I would literally have to experiment with putting up something in the background, and I don't even know what that would take. So I don't know. We're gonna have to adjust or something here. But anyway, we will see you guys next week. Take care, all. Bye bye. Good comment, Gary.